Alan, you run a hurry to get out of here?
I got a couple minutes.
Or do you want to go now, or do you want to go down further?
I want to get going now and get out of here.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, good evening. I wanted to stop in and touch base on a couple of things. First off, I've gotten started on putting together your permit application for the tenant rehabilitation. I should have that wrapped up in a couple of weeks at most. I've got the paperwork pulled together. I'm modifying a few things on that. I've got some applications that I'm going to need your signature online. I'll get those to you. And once I have it in the door, we can at that point touch base with DEP and the project turnaround. I am reaching out to the company to talk about temporary water storage tank. Again, these temporary water storage tanks, it's just going to be pressure tank. We'll choose a fire hydrant, maybe 2 fire hydrants in town here, and they can tie onto those, and effectively the system will float on those. So your storage capacity will be a whole lot less. Pump will cycle on and off more often, but we use them successfully in short-term after the projects in the past. So that's what I'm working on right now, reaching out to those companies and talk about sizing up and figuring out locations. I should have some more information for you on that very shortly. The other thing I want to touch base on, I guess we talked about Brattle Street briefly. I think Ryan, I think he spoke to you about it. As you know, we've got one of your local residents down there that's indicated he's got water problem in his basement that he feels been aggravated by some construction work done there 10 years ago. We did some excavation work there. We looked for things. We did find a 4-inch line going down the alley. The end of that line had been blocked. I think that's been opened up and exposed now. So hopefully we don't have anything backing up on that. But I do understand the water situation continues. Both residents on either side of the alley have indicated that about 10 years ago when the water line to the phone building was replaced, that's when the water situation occurred or got a whole lot worse. So while I'm not saying this is where it came from, it is possible that when we dug across the state route, it picked up a source of water and it's running to that side of the street. We do have a way to address that. We could catch that trench line where the water line is in. We'd have to dig down the alley a little bit to grade it and tie it in. We can effectively put a French drain in from that ditch line over to that 4-inch line we found to relieve the pressure, so any water that does come across the street in that drain, in that trench, can get into the drain and get rid of it. That's an option there that if we want to take steps to make sure that our construction isn't causing a problem. But I do want to pass that along as a possibility. We can look into that if you'd like us to. It'd be probably half a day's work for an excavator, for a contractor, and a little bit of asphalt there. So other than that, I wanted to stop in and find out if there's anything else going on right now that you're aware of, that you're concerned with. One other thing I want to bring up, I was contacted by a gentleman from Keller Engineers. He was doing a little bit of design work for Sugar Valley Charter School. Existing facilities, existing gravel area that they're planning on putting a maintenance facility on, as he explained to me. He was looking for the stormwater ordinance, so they will be designing something and getting it to us. It's going to be something fairly simple. But what it did bring to my attention, I dug in to get him a copy of the stormwater ordinance. I have one of the copies of your codified ordinance. When your ordinance was codified, you missed your stormwater management ordinance. So your Act 167 stormwater management ordinance, which was prepared by the county for the Chatham Run and Fishing Creek watersheds, was not included in the codified ordinance. So that probably needs to be picked up and addressed now. I'm not sure what the ramifications of that is. If it was not included in the codified ordinance, does that leave it out, or is that still an active ordinance? So I'm not sure where that goes, but overall, I sent him the Fishing Creek Act 167 stormwater, and that's what it was on. I want to bring that to your attention as well. Anything else that you have?
We have one there for the large meter, up from the tank there, basically.
Yeah. We do need to make arrangements to get that installed. I assume it's not in.
Jim was saying, what was it?
I think the electronic part of it's in, they're just waiting for Jeff to help with
Okay.
the system of the electric part of the.
Yeah, the electronic part is ready to go, we just need to physically get the meter in. Again, if there's anything I can do to help out there, I'm glad to. I'm fairly certain we have a bypass coming around that meter ball, so we can keep water in the town while they change it. Worst case scenario, there's a chance they might have to shut off water to the town for a short period of time. So that might be something we want to look at getting done in the next 3 weeks before school starts. Or at least verifying that we have a bypass.
So in your best estimate, what the tank repair, do they got some next year to deal with this one? Or can see?
We can still get it this fall, though next year might be next year might work out better, just plan things carefully here. Again, I apologize that my schedule is so crazy lately. I've had a few projects that have drawn on and on and on, so I apologize.
In Sugar Valley, it's less than 2 weeks before they go back. So
2 weeks, okay.
they go back officially on the 20th, and their staff starts the 8th.
Okay. That's something probably should keep looking for.
Is that, would that permit be a year, how long does it last?
Pardon?
The permit for the DEP,
Oh, for the tank?
yeah.
I believe we have a 2-year time frame on that, and can be extended beyond that, so I'm not, once we get the permit, I'm not concerned about that. Jumping back to Gravel Street, is that something I should give any more consideration for, or let that lie for now?
Do we want to have Jeff do it, or do you want to have that Meyer?
I think either one is fine. I don't know if Jeff has a pipe and cable locator. It might be advantageous
Is it?
there so they can run it down and locate and know exactly where to dig. But again, Jeff may be point people doing that as well. So.
Well, if we don't know what equipment he has, but if wiring.
Yes, Myers.
Yeah, if he has the stuff, I think we should probably consider him doing
Okay. As I said, I know he's got the camera and pipe and cable locator, so you can run it down and know exactly where to dig. I said, again, if Jeff is comfortable with it, or either one is fine. I can make some inquiries, talk to one or both of them, and type you next one if you like.
it. Can you get us like an estimate or something for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do that. And if you could get Jeff's contact information, you also want both of them.
Yeah, I can forward his contact.
Okay. I'll talk to both of them and just get back to you if that's okay.
Okay, that'll work. Everybody okay with that?
That sounds good.
You know.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a nice day.
you too. Thank you.
You have anything for us, Michelle?
I'm sorry?
Do you have anything?
Oh, no, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
Are you at 153? Okay, so we had received a complaint. When we get the complaints, we don't know who they are, so I had stopped by and talked to the gentleman that lived there. We cannot have livestock, like goats, horses, pigs, in the borough. They're still not allowed in the borough.
So livestock's not allowed for us.
So-
That's not allowed for us.
I have a copy of the zoning and the ordinance right here. You can have chickens or rabbits as long as you have a child in 4-H. But here it is.
They don't care about that, you're letting them place the fence.
But you cannot have livestock.
They're doing livestock, that's the rest.
Yes, I believe.
And they're miniature pigs, they come in my knees, nobody's eating them. It's not really worth do you have anybody?
My chickens belong to my daughter who passed away,
So nobody's in worry.
and I still have 2 other children. So I also have the right paperwork, and I talked to Ed before I got the chickens. So that.
Okay, and you're crossing the road. If that's the case, you're saying that that's not the case. You would be the right. They're not livestock, either way, they're sure, so maybe show me where they're crossing the road.
I have proof in my email. So I'm not the one that makes the ordinances, I'm just the one that lets people know they violate the ordinances. I have everything that I need in my.
I've been there 12 months too.
I'm sorry?
I've been there 12 months too. Now all of a sudden it's an issue.
We got the complaint just a couple of weeks ago, so I can't.
From a man that left his brother leave his baby in the dresser drawer that my grandmother found and raised. And he just now figured that out. That's why there's a problem. That's the real issue.
That and the shed that's close to the alley, you need to have our zoning officer, which is Ed, for him to come and take a look. Because we do have ordinances for that as well. We can get you a permit for that.
Anything else in my doing wrong that nobody else did? Because there's all my neighbors got sheds and nobody got permits for.
We just follow up on the complaints we get.
So I'm just not the right person, you're saying? I don't have the right last name, the right connections, that kind of thing.
I have no idea. I just follow up on the complaints.
What for neighbor put a shed in?
All my neighbors, every one of them that I've talked to.
Just recently? Well, yeah, because you can put a shed in, but we need to get a permit. So theirs has been, they obviously.
They've all moved in different times and none of them have said they needed it.
Yeah,
Because I asked when I moved in, if I needed to do anything, I had sheds to do it and this and that, and everybody said, no, you're fine.
no, anything, building a fence, and anything you need a permit for. So whether they did or not and got away with it years ago, that I couldn't tell you. I know the neighbor up there put the fence in, he had to get a permit. Yeah. Well, other than that, any kind of building and anything you put on the property, either fence or anything, and then it has to be permitted, which it's never really denied unless it's problem view.
I have no problem getting permits, that's not an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, anything you put on the property, a fence, a building, if you're adding to your house or a lean-to or anything like that, all need.
Is there a list of all the ordinance?
Yeah, it's all online.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not yet. We're
Oh.
waiting on it
We're
still.
waiting on it.
It's all,
We can make an appointment for you to come look at the books that we have available. We are currently in the process of updating them all, and so the lawyer currently has the bulk of the new updated, and then once they're updated, they will be available online. But we've been waiting on the lawyer for quite some time to finish that for us.
So. What's going on with the big deal?
It's further down to our old business, so talk to us when that's like that. And see what about it. What's that?
What are their approximate weights? And are they like, you said they're,
They're like up to the knee.
They're like pot belly,
Yeah. They only need to, well, we're mixed with julienne, so we're lower than a bottle. They're like 75 copies.
And I can tell you there was no smell. I mean, he told me what you guys had been,
Every day.
he told me what you
And
guys
my
had been
neighbors will
doing.
all sign a paper and tell you that they all love it, they come over and feed them and everything, like all my immediate neighbors were fine.
And he told me what you guys have for the waste management plan and everything, and like I told him, I would have never known had we not got a complaint. And it's my job to follow up on the complaint. It's nothing against you guys, it's nothing against pigs, it's just I have to do my job.
Are they housebroken? I know Paul the pigs can be
They're in
housebroken, so I was
town
asking.
every winter time, they're only out right now all the time because they want to be outside. And if
I've got dogs.
I just leave them outside. Thanks.
Continuing, everybody had a copy of the minutes that were emailed to them? Is there any corrections?
She said there's no smell.
Any corrections or adjustments? Hearing nothing, motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Treasurer's report, I've got a copy of the email. Is there any corrections to them?
So she's, yeah, she can't.
A motion on the treasurer's report? Motion to approve. There's a motion, is there a second? All in favor, say aye. Abstain? Bill approval. Any corrections? Questions? The only one I had was that project Jeff did for the sewers or for the drain down there. Because it's under the water.
If it shouldn't come out of the water, I'm happy to adjust that.
It's not water.
Oh, for the drains?
For the drainage.
Yeah, 'cause that's, I don't think it's a water bill.
Fairly
So
general.
that needs to be moved to general.
Either general, you can use that for.
You can use liquid fuels for that.
That's what I would use for, as like a road fixture versus.
For clarity, is that just inquiring or is that part of like?
That was following up on the permit for reduction of council. I have the info in there if anybody wants to see it.
But I wondered if we ever paid anything towards our ordinance.
We have not paid anything towards ordinances yet, and I did send him an email on August 1st asking for an update. And I just did hear while they were discussing the pigs for another one, because we haven't heard back.
The Jeff Greener sewage enforcement,
Yep,
is that just like something that we have to?
so the sewer permits, he goes out and does the sewer permit, kind of like Ed does for the house permits.
Yeah.
Whoever he does the sewage permit for pays us $625, and then we cut a check to Jeff Krieger for $625 for him doing the permits. It's a,
Exchange hands.
pretty much.
Any other corrections for the bill approval? Is there a motion? Second? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? What do you got for us, Ed?
I'm gonna just do, permit on Sam's desk, I went down, pretty good. that, maybe I'll have to go out there and look at the shed, but if, yeah, you're done and all them, their sheds and stuff, they've been there for way before me, so I don't know if they ever got a permit or not, but if she gonna put a shed on there, I haven't seen it, but.
So Jordan would have been down when George was in, at the same time for the ladies fix their stuff.
I mean, anything you put next to the alley, I mean, it's gonna be,
They have to have the guidelines, measurements,
yeah,
right?
19 feet off the back and everything else.
Yeah, as a proper guide.
So, I haven't seen it, so what are we gonna do in a situation like that?
Do they have enough?
Probably not. Bill said it's right next to the
It's
alley.
very close to the west side border of the next property. That's why I asked that what the footage is from on the side.
Not a lot.
Right. And it's also, it's gonna be close, it's probably 19 feet off the alley, but it's close to that too. But it's one of those buildings that you buy, because it's sitting crooked and it's swinging downhill. Like they just brought it and dropped it off. She's the lady with the pigs. And I've got complaints that yes, they do stink. So,
Yeah, I've been on.
yeah, well, I know grass right across the road, so trust me.
So are you saying that you probably have to be the
But,
variance possibly?
well, yeah, I'd have to even measure her yard and everything, because you gotta have more yard than you do building space. So I don't know what,
She's in trouble.
because that's in the book here, you can't succeed more building than you do without having the variance and having that all approved by the board, the members from the board. So that could be a whole nother.
Ed, I don't think.
Yeah, we'll have to. But then again, she's listening to neighbors that may or may never gotten a permit, 5-10 years ago, I know a couple years ago, I know Drew Dunn there above her, I know I just wrote him a permit out for something, a shed or something, a building, or he put a lean-to office something 3 years ago, so. I know he got a permit, so he wouldn't have told her he don't need a permit.
Sandy would have told her because she's always getting the permits when she's going.
Yeah, so I know the other neighbors, yeah, so.
I guess we'll have to do some investigating.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Anything else? Bill?
Or, about the building,
Any? Your report.
You're up, Bill.
The only thing I have is, Matt Mills.
Oh, you let his water samples on the fridge yet?
Okay, all right. You want me to get it?
It don't matter.
Okay, I'm showing what it is.
Yeah.
And
You
what I,
have a picture of,
yes.
so what, that project we did down on South Mill Street, this is a picture of the saddle connection that was in. This is why
That's all in there?
that's what was been in there, that's what Jeff Shorter was looking at about for 30 years.
That's still
He's been complaining about dirty water and shortage of old places.
Yeah.
And that's been going on for years. So you can see the picture that he showed, of the saddle. And when you look at that picture of the saddle, the settlements like in it, I think it's exactly what's in his water. And I forgot to call him today, I should have called him. I was down a couple of weeks ago, and that is what we got out of his filter.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to drink that.
He's had shoulder surgery, so he can't change it himself to filter, but he said the water in the sink is clearing out. And that sediment looks I think it's covered from that. And I talked to Jim Miller and I talked to Jeff Brewer. And they're kind of assuming that's exactly where it's coming from. So I told him, I showed him how to use all the valves that go into the filter in the house. But he said about rinsing it out, once or twice a week. I told him that it run like a half hour. Is what Jim and both Jeff suggested to get it cleaned out. Because he said it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Because it's been that way for years. So now, he hasn't called me. I told him to call me if it got any better.
But he seems to be happy with what we
Yeah, he's much better that way. And I probably should go down, maybe I'll try to get down tomorrow. Because he's had surgery and he needs help putting the filter in. And I can also again look. But I think it is critical, yes.
It looks a lot better than we originally.
Yeah. The pictures he sent in.
Oh, someone will go with that.
Yeah. Announcements.
I just put in here an apology to Amber Morris. I understand that a statement that I had wrote when I summarized my minutes came across the wrong way and she was getting complaints from other residents. And I did follow up with an email with her as well to let her know that that's what we would be doing.
She responded to it?
She did. She thanked me. And just to our laborers, I'm going to be on vacation from August 22nd through August 30th, which is usually the time frame of me doing payroll. So if I have timesheets by noon on August 21st, I'm happy to do it then. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait until the 31st when I return to do payroll.
Did you let Don?
I have not contacted Connie or Leroy. Leroy's usually here, so.
Yeah.
But I will.
Okay. Alright. Here's nothing else. We'll jump right into more business. Stormwater management. Anybody go down and look at what Jeff fixed there on North Street? They look pretty good. I've been down here too. It's a lot better. Yeah, I talked to him outside the borough, and he said it was terrible. He said that all the concrete was, at the bottom was only like 2 inches, and it just disintegrated. So, it's a lot better shape. 234 South Main Street, that's Madison Street.
Yeah.
Yes.
Salt water sink. He was supposed to help us with the street dedication. So, Kyler, you're talking about on this. What is are you part of this park project? Do you know what they need out of the street dedication?
So from my understanding, they cannot complete, they're pretty much at a standstill because.
And this is the park committee?
We can't say what part of the streets the borough owns. From my understanding, there's nothing at the county, there's nothing here. So they can't, they're at a standstill. And I know Kaufman's and new stores have the same issue. All of these projects are at a standstill because, I mean, I could call somebody that might be able to explain all of that.
Who's involved in that?
Dad, Mark, and there's that store.
Like what part, can you say what part of the street we're on, like how far off of it, or?
What pretty much what we're laying claim to? Is it just
Yes. Do we own 2 feet off of each road? Do we own 3? Do we own 4? It's
I
not
thought it was somewhere,
documented.
I thought it was somewhere.
No, they, even for Kaufman's down there, for online stuff.
The surveyors cannot
they're even going back through when Clinton County was Center County and they can't find anything, so.
Okay.
It's probably gonna end up being us making the call, making the rule.
Right, I thought I read somewhere it was like 3 feet, but like I don't know where I saw that.
Yeah, it's,
Now, it
each
was,
road is different, so.
Okay.
Anthony could be a foot, you know, South Street could be 3 foot. There's nothing,
It's not a set.
some of the alleys, the pins are in the middle of the road, so.
Yeah.
It's.
North has in the middle of the road, because it's in the middle of the road.
I was told by Kaufman's, it's gone so long with their surveyor, they're putting on the deed undetermined.
And I think that's fine, we're gonna have to kind of get a hold of cop law and say, hey, can we just determine, can we, as a borough, can we actually state, just make it even on all roads instead of 3 foot, 4 foot, 1 foot, that we own 2 foot off each road? You know, that's something that would have to probably be brought up in cop law and say, and then have it documented and put in the courthouse and.
Can you send a letter to Larry? Still legally before the street
But
dedication.
I know there are 2 decent sized projects we have in the borough that are just
Yeah. 'Cause I
at a
know-
standstill for bad reasons.
Every one of them are different, just because there's no, you know, whenever they put these alleys in and stuff like that, half of them, the
A
homeowner
lot of
said,
alleys
yeah,
still have buildings that belong to them, but all the buildings that were there at the alley in.
because all that was existing before
Right.
they put the alley in, and then they just said, yeah, look, we want one here. And everybody agreed to it back in the day, nothing's in writing. It was all handshake. Yeah, so 70 years later, we have no answers. And they're not around anymore. But if we could just determine it, I mean, if we can say,
You'll send a letter and see what the process is of
yeah,
dedicating.
there might be a long, expensive process, why?
But it still needs to be done either way.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. If we can just put a standard set in there, okay, from the center of the road, we own this much on each side.
I'm not sure we can do it from the center, I think we can do it from the edge, because not all of our roads are the same.
Yeah, same with.
Well, most, even when I do like a permit, I gotta go to the center of the road, so if I do it here, it's 50 feet back from any state road. So I gotta still measure from the yellow line over 50 feet. So everything is kind of determined on the center of the road, where you're at. So if our alleys are 8 foot, you know, blacktop, you'd say it's 12 foot right.
Now I'll touch base on the large water meter. Any other questions on that? Go to the Jeff and see if he's gonna be getting hold of Jeff anytime soon on that one. What's that?
You want me to touch?
If you want to, go ahead. You're gonna do it?
Yeah.
Water tank, may as well put that off till next year, under Alan's recommendations.
I mean, he originally recommended that we do it this summer, during the summer months when school's not in. And that's- But the permit didn't work through, and even this summer we had asked, should we push it to next year, and he had said we should be fine, and now, as it's getting later, so I think next year maybe the best option, I would just keep for us to keep pushing it though. Can we, once we have the permit in hand, make the equipment?
So yeah, he said.
He said
permit
2
should be
years.
good.
I know, but once we have it in hand, we should be able to make the equipment with
Correct.
the company so that we can get first thing in the morning.
And if we do push it off till next year, it may work in our favor if we have the permit to be able to reach out to them this fall to get on the books
So
for
it's great,
June
right.
to make sure that school is not in session.
Correct.
So that might be the other option, is to push it, so we can have a guarantee this is our start date.
Can we do a motion for that? ordinance violations.
So if they truly are potbelly pigs don't usually raise as livestock, but I can't find, I mean, they technically have to follow their laws because they're pigs. But potbellies in general are normally house pets, so I don't know how to rule that one. I don't. If they're house trained, they live in our home. I mean, I don't bring a horse into my house. I wouldn't bring my sow into my house if I had one, like I wouldn't. But if she's bringing them in and out, that is more of a dog or a cat. Like I don't know how to. I can just probably later out. Well, she had pigs, why can't I have pigs? I can see that coming.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to make that specification or the variations on it. Like
The ordinance explicitly says no swarm.
okay.
And so, I mean, irregardless if they're potbelly or whatever, they're still swarming. So it's like, I get what she's saying about their pets, but like, where are we gonna draw?
I think our ordinance technically the way it stands now though, it doesn't have like no chicken stuff too as well, like not drawing you under the bus. And even the updated.
Well, it does say no chickens and everything, but you are limited to one chicken, turkey, duck, or goose. Unless you are in 4-H.
Right, and we can't overrule that.
And it's what, one undomesticated animal per acre.
Yeah, if you, like even a horse, you need an acre of pasture.
I think the only changes that we made to that were we made changes for chickens, but that ordinance hasn't been codified yet, so that one's technically not in play yet.
But yeah, for horses, pigs, cows,
We did ask for an acre for all of it.
unless you have an acre pasture, legally you can't have it. We just went through this not long ago with Jesse when we wanted a horse in the borough. And he's kind of on the outside, and he has way
Right.
more than half an acre, but he don't have the full acre, and, you know.
Saying that went to the variance board too, didn't it?
Yeah, everything has to go through.
So I remember that one of the variance and getting denied.
Yeah,
That was more of a waste management.
yeah, 'cause you have to have that manure plan in effect and everything else too, even with an acre of pasture.
If I'm mistaken, but on Mr. Lapp's property down by the store, what for animals does he have in that little fenced-in area right through the little stream?
He has quite a few, but I know that that property is grandfathered in.
Because I feel like there were pigs, like
Oh, yeah,
full-size
there,
pigs down there.
and, yeah, he did, and they were even going through the creek.
Correct. I remember seeing them
Yeah,
running
but it's,
behind that fence and
but, yeah.
So he normally keeps
Because
just mostly
DEP
birds,
was
but
even
occasionally they
called.
send other animals in.
DEP was even called on him and stuff like that because that water all ends up down the fishing creek and then you're allowed to have animals running through the creek. And they basically said they're Amish. So they said there's nothing they can do.
Well, it's gonna be a fun one to explain to everybody.
I'm just saying I can get out of
Yeah, you're right.
Potbelly pig, and then there's large.
Even like that one farm
Well,
down
doesn't
the
he own other property? Doesn't he own more than just that little bit out front? Or
Yeah, he,
3 acres around.
so he does technically have the amount of land required.
he's actually selling that property anyway, so he's gonna be moving. So, but now we gotta worry about the next guy coming in and bad it.
So I guess, I mean, I'm torn between the pets versus livestock thing. I don't know if we want to reach out to some of the municipalities and see how they're regulating it.
Yeah, I mean,
To see what,
I'd say if they're bringing them in and out every night, it'd be different, like,
And she said she keeps them in during the winter. Like they go out to go to the bathroom and they come in during the winter. They're house trained.
I feel that the ordinance is pretty clear.
yeah, the ordinance is pretty cut and dry.
I mean, the only, I guess it's not really a concern to scale this, but I know some people have them as like emotional support animals and stuff like that. Do we concern ourselves with
Well, she said they were
Emotional
pets.
emotional support is
Just
not
here.
protected under federal
Yeah.
law.
So I mean, I don't know.
Look, I hate to say they're not protected though. A service animal is, but even service animals are related, I believe, as a horse or a dog that serves a specific purpose. They have to have habitats.
Yeah.
A pig again does not fall in that category.
Yeah, I can see one. I don't know.
So what do you wish to do as a group?
I don't know, 'cause I can argue both ways. I feel like our ordinance, they're pretty cut and dry on it.
I myself not school at all. I feel like the ordinance is the ordinance.
I feel like
It's
it
like the
is,
swine.
it sucks because I have to argue both ways too, but if, like, when I talked to him, you could tell he was angry, but he was very calm, he was very nice. There is a way to talk to somebody and approach somebody about it, and I don't think that was the way to do it, but I kind of agree with God, and this one's kind of right. I
And
feel bad,
When I drove, because I did drive by to look at it, it looks pretty permanent to me.
yeah.
There's a fence in the ground. There's like a
I mean, I
structure of some sort.
They're really cute, and they look well taken care of.
That's the reason I didn't get a Potbelly years ago, was because I asked what the ordinance were on them.
They have not the written plan, but they actually have a waste management plan. So I told him he needed to get a written one when I talked to him, to cover the bases on that. I did not smell them. I also can say, like, from being outside, because we've been doing yard work, I have not heard them. I have not smelled
You
that.
have to have an acre for money.
I just don't want to see it being a nasty.
So now you're at home.
Yeah, we're gonna allow this to go, and then, somebody else can do it. What's going on here?
So can we tell her that she needs to get a variance to keep them? And have her go to the variance board and have them do the final decision on it? I mean, I don't know. That's what we did with the horses previously. I don't, the previous council had done with the horses. Was pushed it to the variance board, and then the variance board decided.
Well, see that variance board, now you gotta get $1,200 out of them, or whatever
Yeah.
thing is, so. We gotta advertise that in the paper twice, we gotta pay for Maselli to come over, he's gotta.
I knew it wasn't cheap, but I wasn't sure what other option other than straight up saying,
I think our cost for a variance is $1,200.
Yes.
Because even if, just say they sell Beerley's old property up here, I got calls, I've been on the phone with different realtors, because you can only put a trailer in their property. You can't build a house in there, it says right in the book. But I told them, I said, if you do sell it, I said, there's, they're gonna have to pay for a variance, and I'm 100% positive the board's gonna wanna see a house on there other than a trailer. So I said, but it's gonna cost money, we're gonna pay for a lawyer, we gotta advertise that, we gotta do all kinds of stuff. But I said, me not being on that board, I said, I can't say yes or no to anything, but I said, so anything that goes through the variance, I mean, and I'm pretty sure I can tell you what the three members of the board's gonna say, and are they willing to pay the $1,200 for us to do all that for the variance?
Right.
Well, since they just went ahead and put a shed on there without asking and everything else anyways.
shed and possibly huts.
We're almost gonna have to
So
find them, take a
when it
letter.
comes down to the livestock, so if they're livestock, what does the ordinance say about all livestock?
It has to have 1 acre of pasture.
About chickens, ducks, geese,
You can have
rabbits?
one in there, one. Unless you're in 4-H, or do a variance and pay to have the board agree to have more than one.
So
think we're, if we're going to force one, we're gonna force them all.
Yeah.
We're gonna-
I agree.
No, and I agree, that's what I was asking, is that an option just saying we're gonna need to enforce it, but give her the option to go to the Marys or if she wants to keep them?
Yeah.
If she's willing to spend the money to keep them, I don't wanna tell her no.
But, yeah, but then that's.
But she
still
also
her-
needs to know that it's not a guarantee that she'll get to keep them.
Right.
But we're gonna have to go up and everybody has any kind of livestock.
Does anybody else have any animals in the borough?
What I know is, I know we have chickens on water,
I know there's chicken on hill because they have their little booth outside of the
Yes.
selling eggs. So
I was gonna say there's
I don't know how many there
Unless
are
chicken
enough
on
to
hill.
sell eggs. I would think more than one.
And they're all gonna come at us and say, well, we've had them for over 2 years, a year, 3 years. Why all of a sudden now? So we got, you know.
The way I look at it, we can't speak for the past now. So pretty much should be blood.
We come at them when we do get our new laws back from Caldwell and say, hey, just reaching out. Come future, all the bylaws, everything is all upgraded, updated. You may have 6 months to find a home for your chickens. This is the law. This is what we gotta go by. You know. Cause I know, like even Kaufman's, they're on a limit to their chickens up here. So I think they had, between them all, I think there's 8 or 9 acres they have up there or something like that. And they did get rid of all their chickens. So, yeah. Well, I'm not saying there might not be 10 up there, or, you know. But they did get rid of theirs when they were moved.
What are we gonna do? I mean, I think there also needs to be solidified a list of properties that are quote unquote grandfathered in and made that available to the public as well if they ask. So that way it's not a, why is this person allowed or whatever.
Well, you know, from
Yeah. So, I don't.
Define grandfathered in.
Yeah.
I want to know what grandfathered in definition is and when did that happen or who determined that?
Yeah,
These
well,
were just
see,
forever?
like I said, so was it maybe 4 years ago we went through this, and I know David went to Omar and them and said, hey, you know, your land, this is how many chickens you're allowed. And they were willing to get rid of them, so I mean, yeah, what do you consider grandfathered in? So, even like Sam down here.
Yes, I mean, does
see, our ordinances are based on acreage for that kind of thing, so I mean, I don't know how your grandfather.
Yeah, well, if he has, Sam has the acreage down there for what he has. And Kaufman's have the land for what they need for horses and stuff like that, so. I mean, they're not really even grandfathered in now. Say Sam down here would get 10, 15 geese or something like that and let them run, then you'd have to go down and tell him you can't have that.
I was under the assumption that grandfathered in meant before the ordinances were in place, there was original farmland there. And as long as that farmland stayed farmland and the owners remained family, that it would not, that's how it stays grandfathered in.
Correct.
Now, with Sam Lap selling, does that mean that that property is no longer grandfathered in, or does it remain
Yeah, it
because it
would-
was
it would-
always farmland?
Yeah, it would revert back, just like you have a lifetime warranty on your car or whatever. whatever, as long as you own it, but as soon as you sell it, that warranty or whatever, don't follow the next person.
Well, that's the case, he would have never grandfathered in.
Right.
Because Doyle Laney might have owned that house.
Yeah.
I've never remembered Doyle to have animals.
So-
He had a small engine repair shop.
But we're saying he has a,
But he has the acreage to
Yeah.
support it.
Yeah, so,
And the problem is they don't.
I mean, the ordinance is pretty clear about how you enforce on it. Do you just fine, should we say they have some?
right, no,
But like, how does that
yeah, if
work?
another Amish buys it, they have to divorce it.
And then you get to the thing that Amish and English, that's a really weird one to try to explain to, because a lot of people don't understand it. I didn't understand it when I got up here. I had seen like 3 Amish people before I ever moved up here. So I know their situation's a little bit different.
Do we want to reach out to other municipalities just to see if they have a similar situation?
We could do that, see what they say about if pot-bellied pigs are pets and what, yeah. Still kind of falls under pigs and swine. It's not a bird.
So I remember right, the reason why that was put in there is that there was a Amish that wanted to build a pig farm. And that's why that got put in, because it was gonna go right against a whole bunch of thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a whole different scale of things, but. Yeah. I think we need a little more guidance. It's still small.
I feel like it's probably.
That's a dumb question, I don't know if that pigs, you know, do they tear up the yard like a horse would? Like, with
Oh, yeah, they
If
can.
they're left out, I mean, they're natural
It's the
to
day.
dig.
right, so are they gonna be causing issues with like the land, with the rain, with water rushing and like that? I mean, that was one of the issues I remember bringing up with the horses, was when it rains, where does that manure and dirt go? It's gonna go into the neighbor's yard, or is it going into the creek? That's what, one of why the waste management plans were important to be in place, but also the land needed to be able to move things and resettle it. And that's a hill, isn't it? Aren't they up on the hill?
There's a some slope, I don't think it's enough. A lot of. Crazy.
It's a little bit wider than Sandy's, actually.
We want to reach out to see what other municipalities are doing, if they are,
Or at least how they're enforcing it.
if they have livestock ordinances and how they treat them.
So we're looking at other municipalities, or looking at municipalities that are the same in size or location, type
Because
things
it-
to us, or.
That acre
I know
land
when-
is just
Like a
8
lot of our
acres
stuff,
of
like
land.
Alan does, that compares us to Beach Creek. Like size wise.
Yeah, Beach Creek would probably be the one to reach out to, what they have right in town. Or even Mill Hall, see what they would say.
I can give them a shout.
Both of them, or?
Yeah, no, on Beach Creek.
Do we have contact information?
Should
It should be our websites or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's without the house and all, yeah.
But apparently,
Yeah, see, out there when he's,
I guess,
Oh, so yeah, but it's a home, but that's out the house and the
Except for we
and
just-
the lawn. See,
Let me be on next meeting.
I think we should take one for now, I guess. See what,
I
I mean, as the ordinance is written, they are in violation.
yes, they're in violation,
Well, several things.
yeah.
I think we should see how other.
We can see how the other
How other
places do it, and then if not, I'd say, write them we can go talk to them and see if they're willing to pay or what they will, or otherwise then we'll go to the magistrate and give them a fine. And certified letter mail to them.
We're going to table over until we hear back from other municipalities.
With a fine, excuse me, with a fine, are they just paying a penalty and they are able to keep them as pets, or is it a fine and then it's followed with they have a certain amount of time to
A fine
get
and a
rid,
certain amount of time
to
to find
relocate?
out, yeah.
Okay,
Or fined again if they start playing.
okay.
I don't know what she meant though by baby in the dresser or whatever.
It was a personal vendetta. The person that complained about them has a problem with them as people, and that's what caused the whole thing, which doesn't really involve us, and I don't really know, but
Right.
apparently that's why the person complained.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is there any prior history on that guy? Has he been in trouble with Megan's Law? Should the town and everybody be notified about that as well? I thought that was the law. Don't quote me, but that's
I don't
just
know about
rumors
the
about
borough, but I think he's something with the school. That I don't know.
The immediate neighbors definitely got notified. I know. The state police were around.
Is that why, like, when he said they moved, it was an emergency situation that he got kicked out and they had to move, that's why the shed got drug in and why the pigs were there, was because they didn't have anywhere else to go.
I don't know how I was there. If the city we're talking about, the neighbors were notified.
They were? So how far do they have to notify everybody?
I don't know what the distance is, but I know from talking to other residents around there that the state police didn't come and knock on the door and notify.
Well, there's an ordinance, right?
That was a Megan's Law.
Is there any way we can make improvements for the borough, that if somebody's on Megan's Law, that we need to know, especially if there's a school?
I mean,
That has nothing to do with what-
as of right now, I mean, they're within walking distance of the school, I think. Somehow maybe the borough, at least the mayor should be contacted.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I know you can get online and see it if you look it up. But they wouldn't have let him move there.
And Megan's federal, not state.
They wouldn't have let him move there if it was a violation.
Okay, moving on. We already touched base on West Street. As far as failing infrastructure, some of them, we all know about the storm drains. When I drove by on that, what day did we need to depend on? The 13th. I noticed there was a big, the 31st. There's a big chunk of shingles getting ready to fall off the roof, and the roof is exposed.
Here on the Borough.
On Borough, not this building. What's that?
I thought it was something.
Yeah, on this building. We need to do something.
How old is this roof?
I have no idea, but we had got a quote, we had sent it to Buck Bid, this is over the amount, but we got a quote there when we did that thing with the commissioners back in May? June. It was $22,000 roughly to put another roof in the building. Jeez.
How much was it?
Roughly 22-ish, 25,000. Was the quote.
I mean, irregardless, that's the other.
Yeah, I mean, we can't, especially with the, like you say, with the winter coming up. That would have to be put on a general, so we don't have money for low.
There's no way you can get grants or something like
Probably there is, but I don't know how fast it would work. We have it
that.
done by
There's a certain
January.
time,
A lot of that stuff's in the springtime, but I mean, we need to set up a meeting with CEDACOG as well. We can start getting some, whatever money they can help us find.
Well, can we do like a patch job on it now and then check on the grant, see if
You want me
we,
to throw you up there and take a look at it?
I can go up there, give me a couple weeks.
I think we should. I mean, if you can eyeball it and see what your opinion is on it. If we can patch it. We need to get a couple of us to sit down and have a meeting with CEDACOG. See about getting some grant money fast.
Do we need a motion or settlement on how much we're all gonna do as far as the roof repair versus just replacing or?
Well, I guess we'll have to let's see what Ed thinks on
What's the next one?
Is there any way our donor who graciously gave money for sidewalks, which is just resting, could be approached to ask if those monies could be allocated elsewhere for
Do you know
needs
who
or?
donated the money?
I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know the relationship any longer. I believe there was a family member on prior council. So I don't know.
it. I can reach out to her.
I'm just curious if there was any donation. And there's need elsewhere with the policy.
I'll talk to him. Have you contacted the state liquid fuels about?
Yep. And we are able to utilize the state liquid fuels money to flush the roof repair.
Okay, then that meeting, we'll touch base a little bit on that meeting that with PennDOT down here on Main Street. PennDOT's recommendation was to flush the stormwater drains. That's something we had talked about back in June's meeting with the commissioners about getting the city of Lock Haven over here to get these drains flushed. To see what, and get them, if they're clogged, to get them jetted, and if they need repaired, to get them fixed. So,
I mean, if we could use the state liquid fuel money for that, then I would go ahead and use that to get at least contact the property that's in the donor schedule for it.
do we want to do everything, or do we want to do a section now and another section at a different time? Or?
Are they gonna charge us to come over twice? Like,
Well, yeah, but it's.
I mean, like, is it more cost effective to do it in one shot versus?
It is, because it charges mileage as well.
Yes.
It was an hourly rate, there's mileage and equipment rate.
I mean, we're gonna give her,
Yeah, I don't know how fast they can move.
especially that.
I would imagine somebody would have to meet with them, to kind of give them an idea what they're going to be doing first.
Is it going to be something feasible maybe for the fire department, but
We tried it on Water Street and it didn't get very far.
Maybe have them try whatever they can, and what we can't, get spray paint or something, put some like mark on that
if
drain.
we do something like
Then have
that,
one cable
and
come over and do it.
give the fire department a donation, it would be way cheaper than, just give it a try, maybe they could break it loose with the pressure from the truck down the middle.
Who wants to reach out to fire?
Yes, that probably good.
And maybe they could use it as like a Thursday night activity.
Yeah. Training, use our truck, learn how to use the trucks. Get it under.
Well, they're gonna probably have to have the fireplace, block the roads and everything else, so somebody's gonna have to pay for that. So. But, yeah, we can try it, but, if we go like 2 or 3 of them and say, we got no shot at this, good luck.
You reach out to them, Tyler, and see what they can do for us.
I sent it back.
Okay. Then, so just let them work on the ones that we can. Your question.
Are we talking all storm drains?
Well, yeah.
As many as you can do.
Even if you say,
You get to 4 or 5, it's
five,
just not
5 or
working.
6 of them, try it, and, if we can break some loose, if with all the gunk in there, who knows?
This is going to be a shot in the dark. Do we have a map on where the storm line, the storm drains go, which direction they flow? Because that would make it a lot easier.
We have an idea, don't know. No, if you look in most of the drains, you can see like the outlet, like in the direction it's going. Some of them cross underneath properties. Like one out onto one right here in this intersection, the next one out actually cuts across Shell Miller's back, old Shell Miller car cuts across the backyard, then comes down from between the old store and Bellows. Then shoots down.
That's gonna be the bad one, because that one could actually still be wood.
Correct.
So that one may be one that we may not wanna try right away. Because I think it's collapsed right there at Bellows in the thing, that's why that parking lot's kind of sinking.
But I don't know if they go down gravel past Bellows or they shoot over to the next one and go down by the church. Because there's a big discharge that goes under, down by the old portable, because underneath the tennis courts, the discharge is down in the woods.
Because that one that comes there by Bellows in the old store, that one goes straight down gravel street.
Is that the, that's
And then it goes right down past the telephone company. Is that it comes out in the field right there at the cemetery.
I mean, if that's still
Because
one,
that's one that,
Alan's talking about?
Ron had already dug that up probably 3 months ago, maybe in the early spring or something. They got that in cleared, but
if that's still a wood line, that could contribute to Chris and Keith's water issue in the basement.
Very well could be.
oh yeah. They can back everything up through there. Like I said, 'cause some of them old pipes are still wood. That's how old they are.
Yeah, so I mean, that could contribute to the water issue. Because,
I don't know how you fix that piping other than redoing it.
You would have to. And then, I mean, if you dig up a section and it's like, hey, it's wood, you want to take a chance and next year this part of the wood collapses? Or do you bite the bullet and somehow come up with money to replace that 80 feet of wood?
do you want me to just have them go over here so we can just explain to them what we're looking for?
That's what we can come next time. That was just our table.
Or if the fire company's been able to do it, can he meet with part of the water committee
Yes.
to get it done?
Can you do that? The water committee? Or the streets committee? You got that as well?
He's got mine.
Okay. And next on the PennDOT, the West Main Street property. Di and I met with them on the 31st at 11 to 10. There were some issues that they pointed out. One of them was one storm drain in front of the church. It's full of mud and it's not draining. As part of it. I did get a commitment out of them that they would put a curbing in, but the residents are gonna have to park out back. That's the only way they'll do
What he explained was the curve, if you look at it, it is widened and it is
Yeah.
spread.
What
So
Robert
every
parked
time-
on?
it. He went back
Correct.
to
And the heat.
2006.
Don't
He said that
remember
this
exactly.
section of Main Street was paved. So it's almost 20 years old. But at that time, the curb was
High and.
high, and now it's this, that thick and this wide
Right.
for everybody parking.
And coincidentally, the day of the meeting, there was a truck parked exactly where Will was on that curve.
Yes.
I could see exactly what he was talking about in that 95-degree weather, just over time. Spreads out and it's ineffective.
He did say that if
Yes.
the residents are willing to park out back, they will put a curb in there to divert all the water.
So it would be up to the borough to mandate no parking.
Yes, and he advised us to pass in a parking ordinance within a certain footage of the stop sign to keep people from parking.
Well, the only way it really is if they put a concrete curb.
So would a concrete curb work better? Over time, like when it flattened and when it,
Well, they're gonna pour, it'll be, I'm assuming asphalt or whatever, because they're gonna put it right on top of the right of
That's if you get that drain on plug. That's if you get that drain on plug. If you don't get that drain on plug, that water's gonna run right across the road and go over. They're gonna have the same problem yet. Because that drain is that far below the middle.
The one there by the church,
Yeah.
yes.
And I don't know how long it's been like that,
I don't know.
but I've talked to him about 3 times now about it. And they had 2 state guys there. The one week, they were supposed to be there at 11, but they got there at 10. And then they had 2 more this past week, I guess. The state, they won't tell anybody what they want to do. And that's why I talked to Ashley about it. But that, it's about 3 inches below that grade, it's solid.
It's full.
So when it rains, the water runs across the road, down under the houses.
That one there, when we looked at it, when they paved it, they paved over the edges of it. So it's kind of sealed in there, and he recommended, he said when they get to, like the ones in the drains on townships are different than the road. So when they go do stuff within the townships, he said they hook the chain to the plow trucks and get the plow. He said if we did our plow truck, we'd break it down.
it would.
So.
That's another topic.
So, that's how he said about it, but it's gonna need a shovel tape to clean it. But all it is, it's a 4-inch line that connects, it's a drain, it's not even like a standard, it's just a small one. Has a 4-inch line, it connects to the culvert across the street, which hits the main discharge down
So it's either that or that one.
It did look bad. I mean, the casting, the concrete casting and everything looked good. It just needs, he said even sometimes on a hot day or whatever, he said if you get an iron, a digging bar or something, and just hit it hard, sometimes you'll shock it. And he said it might come out that way.
And you're talking the grade.
Yeah,
I
it's the
was
grade.
explaining that.
Yes.
So he didn't get that road.
What's that?
He didn't get a full change of parking.
Get a hot shock.
So when we have our place manholes and fix those, they get crushed by pavers.
I don't think they get crushed. I think they just paved it, sealed, it's just sealed and right.
Yeah, so like, the sheets I was on, paper ran, and over, now we have to keep going back, so things are not, but in order to do that, we got to pull them. So we got to hit each torch, loosen everything up on the ceiling, and asphalt, scrape it, shock it, all. it works, but.
They're willing to put in an asphalt curb so long as we have an ordinance there that the residents are not parking on it.
He said they, I'm not sure how far west they were gonna go, and I guess if they were talking from
50 feet from the stop sign.
around the stop sign, you're
As long as you're
gonna go
working, you're gonna
50, 60, I would say
If it's
something,
like
whatever.
6 months and you didn't.
Out, and they were gonna pull, that way, when the water coming across the road, or whatever, it's gonna get pulled into the curbing and it's
But you have to
straight into the drain.
So it would essentially be,
But the curb that they're gonna put in
This is a permanent.
won't be one they're not gonna drive
This
this
is.
year.
so it'd be like Dennis's house sign to like,
He won't have a permit to extend that unless he approves us.
I don't think the residents are involved, and because they're gonna have to cooperate, or we're gonna have to, I mean, if we put an ordinance in and they're not cooperating, then we're gonna be fining, and we need to get them on board and involved in it.
This is something we talked about with them as well, because there was a guy from the regional office from Clearfield, and there was 2 guys from the county, then there was a representative from Orwitz's office, that was Diana and I. And PennDOT's recommendation was, even though it's their road, they had recommended that we pass an ordinance about no parking there, but I don't,
They all have places to park in that.
I don't want to, one, can't enforce any ordinances in development, so why pass another one, but why just that one, why can't we, we're gonna have to go 60 feet that way, 60 feet this way, 60 feet that way. If you do, then you block 2 businesses at this one, you block the church coming up this way. Because the church is, right now, they have their handicaps blocked right on, 15 feet from the intersection, the stop sign.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, they're putting that curb, they're probably not gonna be able to park there anyways because they're.
They won't, but what's gonna keep them from going out with a hand camper and pounding it down so they can?
Yeah.
But that's
what I said.
what PennDOT said, they want a commitment from the homeowner that they're not gonna park there. That's the only way they're gonna do it.
Them houses all get water in the basement.
I don't know about the basement, but it's coming across their sidewalk
Yeah.
and
Freezes in the.
It runs under the house.
And it's hitting their foundations.
So were the homeowners aware that this was what PennDOT suggests?
they wanted us to take it to.
So has anyone approached them and just, what if we just approach them and say, this is what PennDOT suggests, or how are you feeling? Is it more important for you not to have water on your sidewalk, or more important for you to park in front of your house?
Maybe invite them all to the next meeting.
We do invite public to the meeting, do we come?
Appointment those residents.
like a personal invite in a letter that we request your presence.
Because we're gonna decide. So that way at least we get input.
I did ask if there was other material to make that curb, which one time we discussed on Water Street, the speed bumps, and those other, materials.
Well, if you did,
Alan brought that up, and they did mention there are other materials that would divert the water into the drain and.
well, if you did a concrete curb there, they're not gonna drive on that or pack that down. They're gonna mess their vehicle up if they will do something like that. But then I don't know, PennDOT's really concrete curb. over
Yeah, I don't know if
there.
they're willing to do concrete or not.
Yeah.
My guess is they're gonna go over the blacktop and.
Yeah, they're gonna build it up, and then what do we do if they still drive, because some of them, or pickup trucks there, they're gonna drive right up over that unless it's like a foot high. You know, they'd have to make it high enough so, and then we're right back in the same situation. You know, if one person does it, because if it's hotter than hell in the summertime, and they drive over it, you are gonna smush it down. Just like they've done over the years now. So I think the only way to put the curb in there, that would be concrete, rebar the heck out of it and stuff like that, but they're not gonna want to drive over it, not even with a pickup truck. That's the only thing. Because even 6 inches, you know, you're gonna have them trucks that sit there, oh heck, I can make that, park right back where it was.
nothing to brag about right now, believe me. I parked there one day, that was it.
I would have to agree with Sam. I think we need to talk to the homeowner, see where they stand in the situation.
Without their cooperation, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, they'll
We have
put the curb
contacts.
in.
Do we have contact information for both of them?
And I'm sure there's phone numbers back there somewhere. I have Amber's email address, but she emailed me.
We're not sending an email or do we want down and talk to him in person?
I think it'd be better in person.
I feel like that's gonna be hard to explain through an email.
Yeah.
Misconceptions.
That's why I was saying, well, specifically,
So we went out to explain it 5 times.
You do that, or you have one or two of us go down and talk to him personally.
What is it, April and Howard and November?
Yes.
Is that the only 2 residents it's going to affect?
No, it's going to also affect whoever lives in the old bank.
The normal property, it's in the neighborhood. Her name is Hope Miller, who owns the property, and they got 1 to our fellow acres. So I don't know the renters who are there.
Knock on the door, leave a note saying, please call me.
But if it's
Can we
horrendous-
send them a letter and ask them if
Yeah, please call.
can attend to contact us, and we can explain that we want them to come to the meeting, but if they're not able to, we can have somebody go out and talk to them.
That would work.
Now, is it all going to be a one-sided curve on that side? When you look at the street, there was a curve initially put in there in front of the church. You can see where that's flattened as well.
I think
does
the
that work?
natural grade is, it's all sloped downhill towards those areas.
So it's only going to be on one side of the
Because there's really nothing.
So they're gonna put any complaints, the water's not running. Yeah, I would think it's only on one side.
Yeah.
So we don't have to make the ordinance for the one side, just a water, make just a no parking on this side of the road.
Yeah, I don't think there's any parking, enough room legally to park on the other side anyway, so you wouldn't need to have signs put up.
So you're gonna talk to Amber and Howard, and you're gonna send a letter to the other residents.
Do we want to send a letter to everybody? Or do we want to talk, I mean,
probably should just cover your bases.
Send a letter to everybody.
And then if you want me to, I can still talk to Amber.
now, am I sending it to the homeowner or the renters?
I would say the owner.
I can get you the address to the bank, yes, but I
So I would send it both.
don't
So the
have.
renter's aware that the change is coming or potentially coming. As well as the owner.
Because they did recommend where the second residence, where they're parking, they're actually parking over right over top of Water Road, to shut off to the house. When I talked to Jim about it, because somebody had, a couple months ago had said about they shouldn't be parking on it, and I said something to Jim. He said they're designed to collapse to protect the water pipe. He said that it should be okay, but PennDOT's recommendations, they shouldn't be parking on it. So I agree, they shouldn't park.
Right.
So we're sending a letter to everybody?
Yep.
Okay. The hearing impaired sign.
Reached out to PennDOT, they just need the address of where the whole property is, they're gonna send somebody out to where we want the signs placed. They're gonna issue a permit to the borough, which is free, that allows us then to put the signs out. The borough will have to purchase, place, and maintain the signs. If the sign is on a borough street, then we purchase and place them on our own regardless.
Do we have the address for that?
Yes, yes. I just emailed them.
Okay. So we're good there?
Yep.
The South Street paving. If you've been watching your email, Goldman's will be in tomorrow morning to fix the potholes along South Street.
And in case if it's up there, it's on there.
And I'm sorry.
Are we gonna need our laborers to do flagging, or are they ready to
They're closed the street,
go?
so there's no, we shouldn't be involved in it. It's just they're all they're gonna do is mill out the whole, the section and patch it, so there shouldn't be very. Alright, jumping into new business, secretary's computer. It's, from looking at it, it's seen better days.
How old is that thing?
I don't know.
It's circa Nancy Needy.
I have no idea how old this is. It's old. It holds about a 45-minute charge. It's falling apart here. I have to squeeze it.
So I think before it completely dies, we should get something in here, and that way we can transition over into it.
I agree.
I make a motion, we purchase a new laptop, if that's what you choose.
It doesn't, I don't care either way, if I'm being honest.
What are the requirements needed? Like, I mean, do we know what kind of money we're looking at spending on it? Like, I'm not overly, I just know that we need certain amounts of storage and you need certain speeds. What are we looking for computer wise? Like, what price range are we looking at? Just so we're all aware of what to purchase.
I know that several of them, by direct, they have government,
Who's that?
like HP, they all do something. I don't know if it's like a certain amount they have to buy. I know you can buy it from government. I don't know if they give you a discount or.
What was the price for the new laptop for the water?
It wasn't a desktop, it's a.
Oh, that was a desktop.
I mean, that's not fine. I don't care.
No,
I feel like we're having it to back and forth for other meetings and stuff.
Oh, yes. I would like a laptop.
Yeah, you
Good call. I didn't even think about that.
Unless you want to take notes by hand and then transcribe them over.
Don't do that.
Look at your typewriter.
I think a decent laptop, anywhere from $7,000 to $1,000.
That's what I was asking, like, what are we looking at price wise?
I don't think anything over.
So we put a cap on it, like we did other purchases.
Yeah, like a cap at $1,000.
Or 1,100 or more.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea because you could even find some that are on sale, but you can pick exactly what you need. Because they can't say, oh, Sam needs to get an HP, blah, blah, blah.
I know computers.
Right, which doesn't mean like a high-end word for the gaming computer. Like, I mean, like, no, I know that. But like, what does she need? You just be able to run word processors or like PDF? Are you saving the PDFs? Are you using Microsoft?
The only requirement I would like to see on is like the extra number pad on the side, because she's doing data entry for payroll and stuff like that. So,
Oh, the extra little.
yeah, number pad on the side, and that would be.
Do they make laptops?
Yeah.
This option, so it's a 17-inch or whatever, instead of standard 15s.
Yeah.
My pink one at home has it.
So,
Yeah, my new one's 17.
I prefer those. I haven't had one. Now I'm gonna look for one.
My laptop at work has it too. I'm not
so what was your motion? No,
My motion was to, former purchase a new laptop for Samantha. I think you should put a cap on 1,100, is that reasonable? Yeah.
Sounds reasonable. Second.
James.
All in favor, say aye.
Right.
Opposed?
Are you gonna do
I can.
that? I don't.
She's trusting you.
Next, we had an executive session on July 29th at 7 o'clock. And it was for personnel reasons. Do we need to say anything other than
I would say
ordinance thing?
Yeah,
I think it can be.
Yeah,
That
I like
ordinance,
that.
That enforcement thing that you printed out,
Okay.
we'd have to, I mean, then I think we'd have to show it to Larry. and
I don't-
Would we?
I don't think you do. You don't have to.
yeah, I don't know if we need to.
Just give me something.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Dave just handwrote it, I believe.
Yeah, Dave uses those handwriting, so you should go.
So,
Just because they have a.
That's okay.
okay, gravel island drainage, I'll touch base with that, he's gonna have Myers orders. We're getting, he's gonna, I gotta send him Jeff's contact for that. He's gonna talk to the two of them, we'll go from there. Social media,
Look up.
is there any way that we can have board administrators?
I would love to, and I'm trying to figure it out. I had at one point in time sent it to Sam to ask her to try and add Sam, and it never sent through. I'm still fighting with Facebook trying to get us where we can have more administrators because I don't want to be the only one.
Okay.
I've been trying to get it worked
So
out.
what, so what's the process of, like, because you're not running it. So what's the process of, like, relinquishing that to somebody else?
If I can get it to do what it's supposed to do, it would be simple. I just sign it over to somebody else and they sign me right off. They can take me right back off. Or I can remove myself. I don't know if I can get it on. I have more time as an independent.
Should be under page rules.
Right. And I invited Sam at one point, but now it's not giving me the option anymore. So I'm gonna go to work with Arthur probably tomorrow. Monday, I work out tomorrow. And use his computer's desktop and see if I have more options. Because a lot of times Facebook gives you more options on a desktop to see if that's where the permissions went, because the permissions are no longer on my iPad or on my phone. And I have messaged Facebook, but Facebook is notorious for not.
Who has approved this there? This
But yeah, 'cause I know I said, so what happens is I say, I wanna make this person an administrator, and it sends a message. Except that in Sam's case, it didn't send the message, or she didn't receive it. Somewhere in there, it didn't.
The other option would be to have more people have the sign-in information. Is that something
The
that?
sign-in information is listed to my sign-in.
So, two houses.
It doesn't allow you to create a page without having a
Gotcha.
personal page.
Got it.
I don't think it would be their crops if they so.
Do we have other people that you wanted to add to it?
No, I have one.
See 'em. And I can try again. I just gotta get to a desktop, my laptop. But, so I can't try and use it from there.
Because you work a lot of things, don't you?
I do.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, so I'm not,
Option to.
yeah, I work nights, I get home between, I'm usually in bed by 8, between 8 and 9 in the morning. So when I catch it, when I wake up, I can update, but like I can't update as the day goes just because I'm sleeping.
Water leak at 245 South Mill Street. Is that the Amish one?
Yes.
Is
Did
it?
he never call you back?
He called,
During the executive.
during our meeting. He wants to know, 'cause I told him because he's responsible for the shut off out. So he told me he shuts the water off to the farm at 9 o'clock at night. So whatever livestock he has is.
Which farm? Because they're both farms work. That's what I mean, you don't get a straight answer out of it.
So he said he shuts the water off. He wanted to know if he shuts the water off, if we could come down and do a water reading to see if he's still using water after he shuts it off.
We can, but he's gonna have to show me exactly where it is and what it shuts off.
I think he was more or less he's gonna wherever he shuts it off at, then we were gonna go out and do a reading on it.
Yeah, but is there both them farms on one meter?
Yeah, everything down there's on one.
Yeah, so I don't know why don't we shut it off, where he shut it off. But I
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
Jim told me they also have water in the produce stand. So I have no idea where they have the piping, the shut-offs. They just keep hooking onto it and running it to wherever. So I try to explain to him that it's his responsibility.
Yeah, I told him that he's responsible for everything after the shut off, so he is aware of it. It's his responsibility to find the leak.
Well, he's got to notify us and let us know when he's.
So what do you need to work best for you?
He's gonna have to know, I know, we're gonna soon go to the fair, so I'll be busy for,
When's the fair? What are the dates on that?
starts next Friday.
15th,
15th.
is that right? 15th through the 23rd.
Pretty much.
But if he just shuts his barn off and the line's still coming out of his house going up to the other house and
Yeah,
the other barn.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what it is, yeah, we're gonna waste some more time.
Yeah. So he shuts the water off to one barn, or you
So I
still
don't know if
have.
he can get a hold of Jim and have, the water guys come over and charge them to locate it. They can locate it.
I told him if you knew anybody who's good at water witching, try it that way. Yeah, it'd be the cheapest way.
But remember I showed you, I pulled all the records.
Mhm.
That quarter, he normally is high. So I don't know if he's,
Yeah, but that quarter, your July reading was what, 419 or 427?
okay.
But he was 120,000 gallons more this year versus last year at this time.
But then does he have more chickens? They never give you a straight answer.
Yeah, they don't.
That's why I just told him. You gotta get somebody in there to find out where your ring is. So I don't know.
Can he independently pay Alan, who has the little drone, to detect things? And that be on him as a suggestion, just.
That's a suggestion too, and Jim had also requested that we do another one. Because he did say that.
Was Jim down there and talked to him?
I don't know, but he was, that night, you and I were, you brought that water sample in.
Right.
He told us that we were 10,000 gallons over our daily draw. But it was also in that, well, yeah, from his readings, we were over our daily draw limit, but it was also when we were in the middle of that heat wave.
Well, I don't know if, Jim hasn't contacted me, I don't know, he was gonna shut the water off to the sewer plant. He hasn't gotten back to me, so I don't know.
Yeah, he was supposed to, as I asked him after that,
Okay.
that Thursday, when it was supposed to cool down, I asked him to do another reading. Because if 10,000 gallons, I mean, in that heat, a cow or a horse would drink 50 gallons of water a day.
Well, like I said, they have, the one farm has chickens.
I mean, it sounds like the line needs to get dug up somewhere and shut off, and then determine where the leak is if there's a potential leak. And that's not up to us, it's all on
It sounds like over.
Yeah, it's their, but I know Alan had said at one time that people that have, what's it called, consistent flow?
Yeah, continuous flow.
Continuous flow about, he had made a suggestion about lowering the water bill a month, but anybody had a continuous flow, like penalizing them for wasting water.
That's right, he said, did DEP say that, or?
I don't know if they said, I don't know if maybe it might have been a recommendation.
Oh, okay, I do remember talking about it. So, and that's the way the same thing as with Hall down there at the trail, he said he never had a leak.
He told me that he never had a leak.
Well, he's lying to me. Because I was down there one winter and I told him, and he said, yeah, it's under the trail. He knew about it.
So he said I had never had a leak.
Yeah.
He was kind of saying that he thinks that the water valve or the water meter's getting froze.
I can call him more. I don't think we don't have anybody else in the borough that has a situation like
But that's why I asked you about, do we have another water meter, we switch it out and insulate the pit. I don't know how hard that would be to do.
Well, he told me, I think it was last winter. I think the last quarter of the year I told him. then he had a continuous flow. And he said, why do you tell me every year in the winter? I said, well, that's when it happens. So he said, well, I'm not gonna dig it up till spring, so it's like, what do you do? So he pays for it, whatever, I don't know, I know Alan is upset with the ones that have a continuous flow, and I'll come up with a plan what to do. Either they get fined or they pay to get it fixed.
How many continuous flows do we have?
There's probably 11. And I usually call them, and mostly it's a 20.
So it's not a huge draw.
Oh, no. It just shows continuous, which means it could be in the drippy faucet.
Okay.
It's that fine how they do read the meters.
It's our sensor, right?
Yeah, they are. So usually when I call people, I let them know what they're looking for. You know, and stick it somewhere. One lady said, yeah, I have a toilet upstairs, but I only use it maybe during the night, so I never use it at all. And I said, well, that's probably the one you want to check. And it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to Jim.
Okay. See, did he talk to you at all? Did he say he
I haven't
found
talked to Jim since that night you and I talked.
Oh, okay. Now he hasn't contacted me, but I said let me know. So he hasn't said anything, so, okay.
Emails. Did you learn anything?
So, Borough has an email account through Xfinity, which is through Comcast. Ryan had asked about adding more email addresses so that everyone on council had an email address that was linked to the borough. Comcast is no longer doing emails. Starting June 2024, we will no longer be able to create new Xfinity email accounts. If you need separate email addresses for council members, Xfinity will not support that. You might want to explore other email services to create new addresses for each council member, is what I got from Xfinity. I reached out to Lamar Township, Green Township, and Logan Township, and they said none of them utilize additional email addresses outside of their regular office for their secretary. Everyone else uses their personal email addresses from it. Mayla did say that it brought up a good question about if something were to happen, our personal emails would be up for scrutiny, and she was going to bring that up to their supervisors as well at their next meeting to see if it's something worth looking into. That's all I have.
Did you look into like the company we have our domain?
I did not get anything from them. We don't have an email address through the domain. That's just our domain is through Comcast. That's our email address is through Comcast, and that's who I talked to.
The website.
The website.
Who on this website, who is?
It's IONS.
Should they use Google does the option. It is $14 per person a month. And the nice thing I talked to, I reached out to the schools and how they did theirs. Since they're in education, they get a really great rating through Google. And we might, maybe we can reach out to them and say we're government and agency or entity or whatever, I think we get a better rate too. But he said that the emails from the school, the person that's using, like the person's email, they can delete it out of their inbox, but it's never deleted on the server. So if there's ever an issue, when companies come back and find his emails. it's just food for thought.
I think it's a smart thing.
Let's even read it.
I think we should also have a disclaimer too, that, you know, the information that gets disseminated needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, you have all your,
Personal, private.
yeah, personal, private, big statements that your borough has.
Please, explain.
So can we reach out and see if they can do that already for us?
So let's try contacting. Yeah, anybody can contact. Sign up for it. See what you get. You want to reach out to?
Yeah, I can, do they have a number?
Google stuff.
I didn't have it.
I don't know.
That's what I told her, from those things.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Who maintains your borough domain?
The website?
I do.
There's usually an add-on for emails, and then that way you could be like Sam at, I forget, I'm sorry what your URL is, logantonborough.org or .gov, whatever you are. That's usually...
Through the website?
Mm-hmm. And your domain host usually has programs that will go along with your domain packages that you already may have it. It may just need set up.
Okay.
But that's something you may want to check on. It's more formal, and you can save to server and have that level of redundancy if that's what you want to do. I don't know if that's an option for you, but
Yeah, we can reach out to them.
Okay.
I've never seen a host company not offer email.
Well, that's what I was wondering that as well. I was just trying to figure out like how to work it.
So look into that.
Yeah.
You want to still look into it? Yeah.
Yep.
You have a variety.
Doesn't hurt to have options.
Solar panels. Sam sent an email out earlier in the week about the solar company looking to install panels. And they want to know if there's any permitting or ordinances that the borough required. I don't believe there's anything yet.
There's nothing, yeah, I got something over there, but yeah,
The only thing
they
is kind of,
emailed me and if that's what, because I emailed them back like probably almost a week ago. So they had contacted me and come out through.
so it's something we should talk about because it's going to be more popular.
Is it solar?
Well, see like this, I've already emailed these people and sent an email on the permit and everything else like that. So they still need a permit. It's just a matter of what are we gonna charge? At one time, because there was nothing ever in there, so basically we talked about this with the old council. So as of now, we just kind of write them a permit, charge them $100 and go on.
Is that what the
But we should probably have that with top wall, since there's nothing really. So this was all done way before solar panels even existed, but they were thinking at the time like $500 to put on a thing for solar panels. Even though they're not adding anything to your house, but it's still structures. Most of them solar panels we put on houses is $20-some thousand plus. You know, that's for like minimal control. But it would be something we'd have to.
I was
vote on.
talking to somebody in Loganton Borough, I believe. I don't know what the permit fee is, but they require them to be on a dwelling. Like you can't have a.
They have a-
Right.
It has to be
Gotta be
on
on-
it has to be on the house.
Yeah, it has to be on the roof.
So I think we should.
Are they inquiring for a resident or just
I think that's, is that what it was? That they were.
Yeah.
they were inquiring for a resident?
Can I ask what the process was when Chris Yap got his put on?
Nothing. That's what brought it all
years ago.
There's several now that,
Yeah.
That's the only one I know off the top of my head that has all their name.
Across the street, Velva does, and Keith Irving, they all.
Yeah.
I think they all got done at the same time.
Yeah.
So my question is, not to pick it, but what do you classify as solar? It's just something that, because like
An add-on.
this, like some of the Amish have like little ones just to charge back.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
what are we gonna call a solar panel?
Yeah, if they're putting them on the roof, that's what I would say. Yeah, the little ones, you can't do nothing about them. Because they can move them tomorrow, you know. But these aren't gonna move, they're gonna be permanent structure right through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be that particular. We have one on our light pole for the flood.
Correct.
The borough has a solar panel.
Right.
So,
But
can't,
I mean, so it's like as far as permitting, like what we're gonna do, and the next thing too, thinking years down the road, are we going to also put ordinance they have to be, like when they get 20, like what's the life expectancy of a solar panel?
Roughly 20 years.
So what are they gonna look like in 20 years, and like, are we going, like, they're getting ready to fall off the roof, or do we wanna put something in the ordinance they have to?
Well, for the most part, they probably will maintain something like that, because that's, I mean, it's saving them money and stuff like that. So, yeah, if they're falling off the roof, the company, unless they totally discard it, you know.
Well, that's why, I mean, like, let's say if you have your house and sold it, and the next person moved in, just let them go.
Don't use it.
When I spoke to them originally, when Chris got his put in, I spoke about ours. They had said that at 20 years, you can either upgrade or replace. They can either get rid of them at all completely, and they will take them down for a fee. Or you can get new ones put in because your loan will have been paid off and start over again. But they need to come down by 25 years, is what they basically said. After 25 years, they need to come down.
And you can't throw them in the dumpster.
And that they handle disposal for you. Like, it's all part of everything with your contract. And I had asked if I sell my house, what happens then? When you sell the house, the contract moves, and whatever I continue to owe on them moves to the next homeowner. Like, they take over the debt, they take over the contracts, they have to get approved with, it makes it a pain in the butt to sell because they have to be approved for the continue to take over the loan for it. Like, so I don't know how that would play into ordinances, but that's what was told to me a couple of years ago when we were looking into it. And that, like, you know, if after 20 years I want to take it down, they will take it down and fix any damages to the roof. That means put a new roof on and put a new roof on. Like, that's how it was discussed to me when that was part of the contract. Was that they would replace the roof on the side. But I'm sure that was all built into the price because the price was astronomical.
Yeah. When you're reaching out about the livestock ordinances, do you want to touch base with them also on the solar ordinances?
I might also talk to Loganton Borough because I know there's some houses over there that do solar. So
I have a friend that her neighbors were just going through this, and that's how I know there are ordinances that have to be on. I don't have, it says one, it just doesn't say you can't go around.
Well,
You find out their ordinance for installation and permitting, what their permitting fee is. Bring it back to the next meeting. Okay, moving on, butchery and liver.
Yeah, I have neighbors that butcher 3-5 times every year,
Okay.
and I think they're selling the meat. That involves the next one, which is rats in the borough.
We'll stay with the butchery part. So what?
They have the blood and the guts in a bucket, and the rats sit there and eat it. Now, I got a rat in my garage in the spring when I was mowing grass. It cost me $600 to get that rat caught and out of the garage. And And the man finally come up today and took all the traps that was in the garage down except one. That's one of them little black boxes. But he sprayed around and everything. But it cost me $600 to get that rat taken out. Now, I've seen rats over there before, and I've seen them run across my yard to the neighbor on the other side of it. I thought there was no butchering in town to begin with.
I don't think there's a butchering ordinance.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think there is.
But even if they do, yeah, there's gotta be an ordinance, you can't be
On the
buckets of
disposing
blood
of,
and
right.
guts and everything else in the yard.
Purposes need to.
That is a help risk.
'Cause I know a lot of people, even if they, during hunting season, skin a deer or something like that or whatever, but for the most part, most everybody would get rid of that and not let it lay there.
So you're saying they don't dispose of the waste, it just,
I don't know if that would fall.
That's
under
what they're
something.
needed. The man that set the traps walked over to the fence, he said, they have rats over there. I said, how can you tell? He said, I can tell by the trails. This was a man from up in Pleasant Gap that come down and did it for us. With the fence, the bottom of the fence, there's pieces broke off. And I mean, you could run good sized groundhog through them.
I mean, like, say you have 3 days or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of common sense. You gotta get rid of your trash and.
It's a courtesy deal.
Cause I
Yeah,
mean, once them rats start populating, they grow, I mean, hell, you're gonna have people bitching all over town.
I've had 7 people in this borough tell me about shooting rats,
Yeah, so I mean, they.
2 people
just
do
go,
shoot.
Go.
which is illegal in the borough too.
Is that gonna be something like junk cars or something? You gotta write out, clean any kind of food, make sure your trash is disposed of. So how do you?
Like what for time frame do you have? I mean, I wouldn't do it, but then you want somebody butchered in the middle of summer, you don't want that stuff sitting for 3 days.
No, cause especially,
For carcasses and stuff like that, it should be no longer than 24 hours, especially in the
Well,
summer.
I agree.
Like, that's not only just bringing rats in, but that's bringing like all kinds of crap in.
Cause you're gonna open a whole nother problem and stuff like that's going on.
My neighbor told me the farmers down below used to farm. They shot 100 rats one night.
Ew.
That's why they quit farming. So them rats, they all come from the dump originally,
Right.
and they just keep coming up town. You have them cleaned up, Sulphur Springs.
Did he get that resolved? Get that resolved?
Yeah, I don't know how to address it, do we write a letter to each individual?
He's not in the borough.
Huh?
He's not in the borough.
No, down below, no.
The farm, yeah.
Tyler, do you see any? Don't you live down that way?
I've never seen it.
It's good.
Like, it sounds really stupid and far-fetched, but when they come in, they bring the rats. They have fleas and stuff, and like, long story short, you're looking at a potential for pandemic or something.
So Lee Boy was one that told me, one of the people